Here's what happened, round 15 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Sweden at Uddevalla. MX2 race 1 and Kevin Hågmo crossed the Fox Holshot line for the third time this season, closely followed by Simon Langenfelder, Tom Vial, Andrea Darmo, Mikkel Harp and Jago Geerts. Geerts quickly into fourth position though, just behind Vial, who then took second away from Langenfelder on the opening lap. He then moved into the lead with this pass on Hågmo before the lap was done. Jago Geerts was there in third, but a lap later he was also into second and going after his main rival in the championship chase. These two separated by 23 points at the start of the weekend. Mikkel Harp and Ryan van der Moosdijk jostled over fifth place. In the end, it would go to Harp. Van der Moosdijk would have a back brake issue and drop to 13th. Jago Geerts spun around. That handed second position to Kevin Hågmo. That was on lap 5, but a couple of laps later, Jago Geerts was back past the Kawasaki man, but by then Vial was already gone. And Vial crossed the line to take his 13th race win of the season, his 40th career victory from Geerts and Hågmo. MX2 race 2, this time it was Simon Langenfelder over the Fox Holshot line for the 7th time this season. Thibaut Beneston alongside him in blue, and Kevin Hågmo, Tom Vial, Jago Geerts, and both Husqvarnas of Roman van der Moosdijk and Kai de Wolf. Beneston was there in third position, just ahead of Vial, and Jago Geerts right there behind his main rival as well. Geerts then just lost a couple of positions, and he was in a bit of a battle mode. But then Thibaut Beneston started to suffer problems as Geerts got the better of Kevin Hågmo. Beneston then tipped over from second. That handed the advantage to Tom Vial. Then Vial fell from second, and at that point Geerts was in third. He went around the outside of the 28 to take over second. That was on lap 5. And then a handful of laps later, lap 10, Geerts was your new leader as he seized past the 5:16 of Simon Langenfelder. Kevin Hågmo made a mistake. He eventually came home in 5th. He lost one position there. Langenfelder then came undone. Vial threw into second, and then he went after Jago Geerts. Those two getting close, but it was Jago Geerts who crossed the line for his 11th race win of the season. Vial second, Langenfelder third, and that was the podium as well. Jago Geerts on the top step with a 2-1, Vial 1-2, Langenfelder 4-3. 40 podiums now for Jago Geerts. And the championship, as they were, 23 points separate Jago Geerts from Vial. Langenfelder is third, Hågmo and Beneston rounding out the top 5. But it was Jago Geerts who was on the top step here at round 15.
Yeah, I'm really happy. The first heat, I made a small mistake. Lost a few seconds when I was in second behind Tom, and then yeah, it was just not possible to catch back on. But the second heat didn't have the best start, but managed to get in the lead, and Tom was pushing me pretty hard, but in the end managed to win, so really happy with that.
MXGP race 1. Mitch Evans, your pole man over on the right-hand side, didn't get the best jump, but more too did his teammate, Tim Geiser. The Fox Holshot belonged to Valentin Guillot, but then he ran wide, and that allowed Maxime Renault to take over the lead, and he was quickly followed by his Monster Energy Yamaha teammates, Jeremy Seawer and Glenn Koldenoff, as they moved into the top 3 positions. Roman Fevre was just behind them in 5th place. And then Evans fell. He picked himself up in 31st, but he would put on a heroic charge through the field. Jorge Prado got the better of Valentin Guillot to move into 5th on lap 6. Evans finding his way past Jeremy Van Horbik. That put him into 13th place. And then Bogus, that pass there on the Dutchman, put him into 12th. Final lap, Roman Fevre thought he found his way past Guillot. Guillot said no way, and then he went and ran too wide, so Fevre took over 6 from Jonas, but it was a 1-2-3 for Renault, Seawer and Koldenoff in race 1. MXGP race 2, watch the center of the gate. Mattia Guadagnini gets hooked up here. He goes right and into the catch fence. He did rejoin the race. Fox Holeshot, though, belonged to Jeremy Seewer for the 3rd time this year. Roman Fevre just behind him, and then Calvin Verlanderen. But your winner from race 1, Maxime Renault, not so fortunate. Coming out of turn 3 here, as you'll see in a moment, he tags bars with Paul's Jonas around about now. Renault goes down. Ben Watson runs over him. He was lucky not to get hit by another rider. He picked himself up, but would not finish the race. Meanwhile, Geiser had gone from 5th to 2nd on the opening lap as he surged past Roman Fevre. But it was Jeremy Seewer who continued to lead the way. Mitch Evans was there in 4th place. Late on in the race, Valentin Guillot got the better of Ruben Fernandez to take over 12th. That's he would stay. And around about the same time, Prado got the better of Verlanderen to move into 6th with about 4 or 5 laps to go. But it was Jeremy Seewer who came down the hill on the final lap ahead of Tim Geiser, Roman Fevre, Mitch Evans and Glenn Koldenoff. It was Jeremy Seewer's 15th race win and his 2nd Swedish Grand Prix victory. He was victorious here in 2017 in MX2. The podium then here this weekend, a 2nd and a 1st for Jeremy Seewer on the top step of the podium for the 3rd time this year, his 10th career victory. Geiser 2nd with a 4th and a 2nd, Koldenoff 3rd with a 3rd and a 5th. Geiser's lead now being slashed to 115 points. Seewer 2nd, Prado 3rd, Koldenoff and Renault rounding out the top 5. But as we leave Sweden, Tim Geiser still in control in MXGP.
I struggled a little yesterday. Of course, on Saturdays, I never put my full effort. I mean, the races today, I knew the start. The gate pick is not that important. First moto, not the best start, but still had a good pace, and I knew I can win this, you know. And then whole shot 2nd moto, dream race, another GP win. That's 3 this year. Feels amazing, you know.